Flash showtime with Triple G. Brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more. And all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks, and geeky stuff. We love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it? Oh, don't like that. How's it hanging, YouTube? It's Peter here from Triple G Comics. How are you doing? I hope you are all well. Look at this sexy, sexy panel in James Keegan. Look at all these beautiful people we've got on screen. And we're joined, as usual, by good old James T. Nice to see you, James. How are you doing?
Heyo, how are we? All good?
Heyo, heyo. What's that?
Heyo.
That's not
Heyo.
you. Oh, that's better. That's better. A bit more enthusiasm.
It's a reserved one. It's a chill night.
It's a chill
intro.
Okay. And we've got Efren, the man himself. How are you, Efren? Are you well?
Last Sunday, I had over 70 slides with Peter, and I said never again. It was too long. So next, if Peter comes back on my show, it's gonna be 50 slide-ish, somewhere around there. But I had 80 originally, and I cut some off. I was like, oh my god, these are too many slides. I'm doing great.
Efren, that was a show that I'll not forget. It was, I mean, when we went in, you said we've got 70 slides on. I was like, all right. And then when you started showing pictures of me dinner and we talked about eggs, ostrich eggs or something, and it was random, but it was good. And it kept the chat going, which was really good. Anyway, always nice to see you, Efren. But we've got, gentlemen, we're joined by YouTube, gods tonight. We've got good old James from MJ Comics. How are you, James? Haven't seen you for ages.
I know. I'm very well. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate coming on.
No, it's ages.
I know it's been ages, yeah.
And I was thinking when we were chatting earlier, back in the day when I first started YouTube, it was before we were joined by some of the other individuals on screen. It was like me, you, Jason Parker, at the very start. I haven't seen Jason for ages either. So no, it's lovely to see you. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
And back from Craigie. How long is it, Luke? How many months?
It's been a while. What are we talking? 2-3 months, maybe?
I think it more like 5, 6.
Is it longer?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Well,
How are you?
I miss you guys.
Oh,
Good.
you too.
Missed you too. How are you doing? Are you well?
Yeah, no, I'm really good. It's just the usual. Life sometimes gets in the way, and you just got to get on with it. And hopefully I'll be back in full swing soon.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, chaps, we're going to have just a chill night tonight. We've got some slides, obviously. We've got some questions and things like that to go over. But basically, just a relaxed night. Anything you want to talk about, we can talk about. But before we get into it, let's just see who we've got in the chat. We've got Terry, excuse me, being invited onto that geeky thing over on Grey Man's channel. Try to get them to do it on a Wednesday. Have a great show, guys, and chat. Cheers, Terry. Nice to see you. Hope to catch you later on. But we've got Fuzzy. Buongiorno. Nice to see you, Fuzzy. Fuzzy's sent us a slide for the Killer Comic Show on Thursday night, so he's going to be helping me out with the covers. So thank you for that, Fuzzy. I appreciate that. We've got Wayne Deacon. It's Larry, Curly, and Mo in the thumbnail. Yeah. Nice to see you, Wayne. Hope you're doing well. We've got Chris Bell. Always good to see you, Chris. Who else we got? Fuzzy. 70 slides, but only 3 stories. We've got Big Stack. Nice to see you, Big Stack. Hope you're doing well. We've got Luke from Journey into Thunder. Always good to see you as well, Luke. Please do check out Luke's channel. He's a relatively new YouTuber. James and Luke. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Luke's Journey into Thunder. He does some great content.
He's done some good videos of going to comic shops and stuff in Florida, I think.
Yeah, he works, or he goes over to the States quite a bit, so he's done some of these. I mean, Efren, you'll be used to seeing these, but they're just stunning kind of shops, and it's like an open air market thing he went to in one of his videos. Just amazing. Wayne, food slides again tonight. We will be having a food based question, Wayne. My chat, James and Luke, for those of you that don't remember, love a discussion about food for some reason. I'm not sure why, but we will get into it.
Y'all love food discussion.
We do.
I always remember Efren saying about, was it mushy peas?
Mushy peas, yeah. Trying to work out what mushy peas were. Yeah.
Mushy peas?
Were you on the show, James, where we sent him some food to try? and you actually
said
tasted.
spotted dick, didn't you?
Yeah. We've got the lovely Gemma. Nice to see you, Gemma. I hope you are well as well. Okay, chaps, let's start off talking a little bit about what we've been watching lately. But before we get to that, everybody in the chat, #comics. We'll give away a few comic books later on, so please do stick #comics in the chat, and we'll give away some books. I've been to the cinema 3 times this week. I've been to see a horrendous Jason Statham thing, and I can't even remember what the other one was, but I went to see this yesterday. Any of you guys heard of this or seen this?
It's definitely a unicorn. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. I think this will be gone out of cinemas next week as well. It seems to be not doing very well.
Yeah.
Is it terrible, is it?
Yeah, you know what? It's really, I mean, James T, I'm not sure if you're going to try and get to see it. So
I'll try to, but if I miss it, I'm not going to be super upset about it.
It's just really weird. I cannot work out whether it's it was okay or just shite, to be perfectly honest. The special effects are some of the worst I've ever seen for a a movie of this type. I found it hard work. The basic premise is the knockover. I mean, it's not exactly complex. The knockover a unicorn, and then it's mommy and daddy come and kill them all, and that's about it, really.
But it's like for like that sounds like one of them crappy free copyright free movie kind of things. But like it's got Jenna Ortega and Will Poulter and Paul Rudd, and like it's a stellar cast. It's A24, so like it's a good production company. So I would have thought this was like actually like it's a silly idea, but there's a great movie there, a great script there, and apparently there's not.
But Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd play the same characters in everything they're in, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't they? They don't have much range.
The only difference in this one is she vapes. It's exactly the same character, but they make a huge thing of her vaping for some reason, but there's no reason for it, and there's no kind of. At one point near the end, Paul Rudd goes, "Oh, you vape now," and she goes, "Yeah," and that was it. And it's like I was expecting it. Well, I was expecting it to lead to something. Do you know what I mean? But it just
like
doesn't.
she would use the vape to blow in the face of the unicorn to get away.
I thought there would be something.
They're setting something up, but they don't. It's just a quirk of the character. Yeah.
I think Fuzzy's obviously watched your interviews, James. He's trying to get me to turn the tide and question you now. Who is James Mark? We've got Bethany. Nice to see you, Bethany. Have you got my email yet from C&C Triple G Comics for Cat Lair? Oh, I got one. So this is the ongoing saga of the Super 7 Cat's Lair. I got an email maybe it was a month or two ago saying it was coming end of April. So I've not had one today, Bethany. I'll have to have a look. I hope not, because I'm on holiday for a fortnight. And know my postman will leave it at the front door. Imagine if that gets nicked. Christ. Anyway.
Oh, is that Thundercats, is it?
Yeah, it's the cats. It's the ridiculously obscenely big Cat's Lair that I don't know why I've bought and I don't think I want.
Oh, interesting.
But there you go. So yeah, that's Death of the Unicorn. I certainly wouldn't rush to see it, gentlemen. It's an interesting one. Just to mention, Predator. This trailer is out today. The animated Predator show. It's 3 different time frames. You've got a World War, I think it's World War II one or a World War One. I'm not sure. A Viking era and samurais.
We got a samurai one. Shit. Yes.
The animation style looks canny, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. Anyway, enough prattle from me. Mr. Keegan, anything you've been watching lately you want to mention to it?
I don't think I've watched anything lately, actually, in the last What
are you doing then? What do you do with your time?
Mostly binging The Big Bang Theory, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. No, I've not. I'm trying to think now. I've been to the cinema and I saw something in the last week, but I can't even remember what it was.
Well,
great, sorry. I wish I had more to give you.
Great input. Thanks for James. Efren, have you been watching anything?
Cinema wise, no. I think the last one I seen was Brave New World. That's been a couple months already. But on TV, I mean, when we did our show on Sunday, I highly recommend seeing the John Williams documentary on Disney Plus. talks about his whole career, from the beginning. He did so much, not conducting, but creating songs for some TV shows. I don't even know he did, besides movies. So that was very interesting. It's only one episode long, so. But besides that, I haven't been to the movie theaters in a while. I'm waiting for summer. Fantastic Four, and all the other movies that are coming out. Jurassic Park, those are going.
Yeah.
We've got a question from our audience that have posted some questions on Instagram about that a little bit later on. But that John Williams one, you mentioned it the other day. Anybody else seen that yet on Disney Plus?
Nope.
Very good.
Looks really good. Yeah. Looks really good. Fuzzy's just saying for Predator, he absolutely hates the animation. It's a funny style of animation. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Is it like a Clone Warsy kind of 3D animated thing, or what if?
No, it's more like What If, I think. Kind of. I can't even describe it.
Yeah.
James Mack, you been watching anything TV or movie-wise? Are you watching Daredevil?
I'm 4 episodes behind on Daredevil.
Wow.
Just because, Gemma stopped watching it, so then I was like, okay, I'll watch it by myself, and then I've just not really like it. It was the courtroom drama, and I was just like, oh, this is a bit boring.
Yeah. It's a bit of a slog at times, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm going to try and get back into it. But I have been to the cinema or the movies. I watched the Minecraft movie. We took the kids.
Oh, right. Well, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. We've got a lot of comments on that, James. So
okay.
Just before we get to the comments, what was your overall thought of the film?
So we are a bit of a Minecraft family. So we all play Minecraft together. I've got 2 young kids. I absolutely detested the thing. Like, I didn't understand why people played it. I was thinking, like, this is like, graphics have got so far advanced. I'm thinking, why are people playing this game? Yeah. And then I played it with my kids, and I was like, oh, actually, you know what?
Yeah,
it is actually a pretty good game. But we went and watched it, and my kids didn't really particularly take to what the audience was doing because it was very loud in there.
So that's really interesting, James, and we'll touch on that, like I say, because a few people have commented. And a couple of my mates, if you watch the channel, Big Dave, who me and James have been out for a drink with, always very opinionated. He went to the cinema with his kids, and it was like Beirut. I mean, there's just stuff thrown everywhere, and kids going wild. And
I could not hack that, so I think I'll have to wait a month or something until like it's literally like a Tuesday morning showing or something like that. That's all that's left.
I think the thing for me was basically, like with Endgame or Spider-Man No Way Home, when you had like these great cinematic moments where people started to cheer. Like, I understand that.
Yeah.
But this film was literally cheering and clapping and screaming at like the smallest little things. Like,
have you seen that that it's on YouTube or Instagram or something about the police being called to remove people from the theater?
There's pictures of like vomit all over the place and popcorn at the stations of the cinema.
Like I say, we went to see Death of the Unicorn, and as we're coming out, the entire theater was just covered in popcorn and just stuff everywhere. And I said to the lady on the way, what the hell's gone on here? And she just looked at us and she just said, it's Minecraft. She looked like she was sick of her life, So,
it's mad. Minecraft is like the best-selling game of all time, somehow. And like, I think this movie will probably be one of the best, like, not best, highest grossing of the year. Like, this is going to make $1 million easily. Yeah, it's already made 250, 300. So like,
we went and watched like the 7:00 showing, and before we were allowed to go in, the guy was like, hang on a second, we just got 200 people coming out. Wow. Like, this is it's not a big cinema.
Yeah.
Mad. It's crazy.
Yeah. Fuzzy's just saying about the Predator, it looks like cheap AI anime. Yeah, it doesn't look the best. Wayne, Daredevil, I'm still on season 2 from the OG series. Got a bit of catching up to do. Yeah. Wayne, sod Minecraft. Not a fan. Wayne's not a fan. Biggest opening video game film of all time. It's crazy, isn't it? We've got Evan. Nice to see you. Film. I heard film. Yeah, it's my dulcet tones. It's my superb mastery of the English language. Yeah. Hi, friends from across the pond. Go Giants. That's right. Is that a sporting reference? We don't have sporting references.
Francisco Giants. Baseball.
Yep.
Is
that the one with the sticks? Is that the one with the sticks, Efren?
Sure, Peter.
Yeah,
Sticks and a
okay.
ball in the midst. Yeah.
Okay.
Diamond.
Fuzzy, I have a video on my story of people throwing popcorn and shouting. It's wild, wild. Gemma, it's a TikTok trend. Yeah, and the people are watching it as well, aren't they? SM, where's my 2008 video? When I come back from me halls. Well, yeah, I had a quick look. Some good stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that one. Luke, have you had any time to watch anything?
Not really, no. So there's plenty that I want to watch. Like, I'm desperate to watch the new Daredevil. Haven't even heard if it's particularly good or not. Like, I just know that I want to watch it myself.
Yeah.
But no, unfortunately, one of the reasons why I've been busy is because I do a lot of night work now. So I don't get home until quite late. And by then, my wife's either already watching something, in which case I don't disrupt her, or it's too late for me to actually do anything because I'll be getting ready and going to bed. However, she has been watching the old BBC drama Killing Eve.
Oh yeah.
So I remember watching the first season, and so now she's been watching that, and now she kind of waits for me to get home to start it. So we kind of been rewatching that together as such. But yeah, really good show. I think there's 4 seasons, so we're currently watching the first 3 seasons on Disney Plus, and I think season 4 is on Netflix, which is really awkward, isn't it, with the streaming stuff? Yeah. Like different platforms.
My daughter loved that. Absolutely loved Killing Eve. I don't think we ever watched it, but yeah, she was really into it. But speaking of serial killers, I know you're a Dexter fan. Have you caught any of the prequel yet?
No. So, to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, is there like 3 different new Dexter shows at the moment? Like, they've all got different titles, right?
Yeah, they're coming out, but not yet. There's been the prequel.
Right.
I can't remember what it's called. Prequel.
Resurrection?
Original Sin.
Original Sin. Yeah. Which was really, really good. And then there's a sequel to that coming out soon.
Okay.
Then there's a continuation of the original Dexter coming out. So kind of a follow-on tale.
So I know
that. I'm not finished. And then there's a
Trinity Killer.
There's a Trinity Killer one coming out with Jonathan
one.
Lithgow, where he's doing the voice but not the actual acting. So we've got 3 really.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that storyline, that was season 4. That was like peak, I think. That was like
the Trinity Killer.
Yeah. Quite controversial. I love Dexter. I love all of it, the whole thing, including the end, which I know a lot of people weren't happy with.
End of the original.
To me it made sense. To me it made sense. You know, he always, I mean, spoiler alert. Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
He always said right from the beginning that if he could have emotions, he would have them for his sister. She's the only person he cares about, blah blah blah, etc. So to me it makes sense that if she was gone, he would just recluse and give up. Like, to me that makes perfect sense. He was only living that life, living that falseness, because he had that one person he cared for. Now I'm someone who's actually read the books. After watching season 1, I went back and read all the books. They are so different, you know, all the storylines are different. The way that he is with the adoptive kids and stuff is all very different, but I do recommend them. So if you enjoy reading, I think it's a good place to go to. Do I necessarily want to see any more from the Dexter universe? I'm not sure, because I do like it just as is. It's a bit like with Prison Break and stuff. Like, I liked how it ended. I don't need to watch revived seasons.
Yeah. It's funny, as you were talking, I was formulating in my head a witty retort to say, you're fresh back and already you're sympathising with a serial killer. But Fuzzy beat us to it, Luke. Fuzzy beat us to it. Now, interestingly, I'm the same as you. I love Dexter. I think there are some seasons that are worse than others, obviously. And I wasn't sure I wanted more. I didn't particularly think the last mini-series was great. But this prequel, after the first episode, I just absolutely fell in love with it. And it didn't matter about the other show because it's happened before, so it doesn't really impact on anything, if that makes sense.
Yep.
How the next season goes in terms of the follow-on to the main show, that could be interesting. But yeah, it's a good one. Chaps, before we move on to some questions from the audience, anybody been buying much? I mean, I know what Efren and James have been picking up, but James, Mac, Luke, you guys been picking up any collectible type stuff over the last few months?
Yeah.
What you been getting, James? Luke, sorry.
So you guys may or may not know that I've really been into Mythic Legions and the whole products by Four Horsemen Studios, especially during our toy show. I would always mention the different things that they had coming out. And back in November, they announced that they were making a very large-scale dragon. And so the minute that they announced that, I started saving the pennies. There he is. And yeah, I pulled the trigger on it literally a week ago.
Wow.
So it's a pre-order. They're all made to order. They ended up selling just under 5,000 of them. And basically, they done it just like they would with a HasLab thing. You know, the more that were sold, the more additional things they would include. But this thing's huge. This thing is absolutely massive. I have no idea where I'm going to put it, but I knew that I wanted one. I knew that I wanted to jump on board. I think it's such a unique piece because it can go with anything. Like, yeah, okay, it's Mythic Legions branded, but this will go just as well with a He-Man collection or anything else. You know, it's a very cool looking figure. So
it's a pricey figure. I know that.
It is a pricey figure. Luckily, I've been busy at work.
Have you gone all in and got the? Have you gone for the different wings and all that kind of stuff?
No,
as well?
so I chose the original dragon plus the fiery head pack because it comes with an additional head and then all these fire effects. And in my mind, I thought, how cool would that be to take the additional head, regardless of which one I put on the main body of the dragon, take the additional head and insert it into a diorama piece.
Yeah.
So it could be like a dragon bursting through a wall or climbing through a cave or something. But obviously, as the tiers have gone, these additional figures have all been added to it, so you're getting more value for the money spent at no additional cost. And the other thing that's quite nice, which they didn't really have to do, is that they've announced that regardless of what happens with tariffs, etc., you will not pay any more for this item.
Yeah.
So it's a done deal. You paid your money. It's going into production now, and I might not get it for 18 months, but it will eventually come.
It is stunning, mate. I have to say, and when you see the size comparison, it is huge. It's a nice looking thing.
So somebody held up, one of those Jurassic Park super colossal T-Rexes where like you can feed the little dinosaurs into it. Somebody held one of those up next to it at a Toylanta, and it's smaller than that. Like the dragon's bigger. Sorry. So yeah, really cool piece.
Are these toys that your kids are going to play with, or just going to say don't touch?
Kids can ride it. The kids can ride it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is literally like, it's going to be such a rare piece, and the idea, like the storyline behind the Four Horsemen stuff, they have like a lore, as it were, like they're building up a story. They plan on doing 4 large scale beings. So I guess that's going to go up in value, even if anyone gets into it later on. Because if you're going to get like the second, the third, or the fourth one, you might want to go back and buy another one. So I know loads of people bought duplicates. No way could I afford that. One's plenty, and I bought it because I want it. But yeah, now I've just got to. I mean, it's like you with the cat slayer. I've got to find somewhere to put the damn thing.
Yeah. Very cool. Very nice. I'm pleased you got it. I was hoping you were going to pick it up. James, Mac, what about yourself? You been picking anything up?
I picked up a few things, but I'm actually in the. I don't know if you can see just here. I'm actually in the process of moving, so I'm trying my best not to buy anything. I'm trying my best, but I picked up like this Spider-Man.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It came with like a Atari, Commodore 64 game. It's pretty rare.
Right. Sorry, James. That's not the one I thought it was. That's not the UK one with the patch, the iron-on patch.
No. So this came free with a Commodore 64 game, but they were all like bent in half and put in the game. But this one is not bent at all, so it's like a really good. It's like at least a 9.6. So
nice.
That was a bit pricey.
You're gonna get it graded then?
I do want to get it graded, but obviously, I'm not really. I'm just trying to wait to see what happens before I send it off, because with PSA and stuff like that. I would love to get Todd's signature on it. That would be my ultimate goal. So I'm keeping it raw for the minute, but I've also bought Chrono Trigger on Super Nintendo as well, and that was pretty pricey. But I'm trying to limit what I'm buying, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw your video on that. It was very cool. Efren, Todd was at WonderCon, wasn't he? How did that work? Could anybody get his signature, or was it? Did I say something about like a lottery ticket or something?
Yeah, not anybody. He had a lottery ticket, there, and you just either you get one or you don't. I got one a couple of years ago, and the lines were enormous for him as usual. You know what I would do? I mean, I've done this before. I've gone to panels, and Rodney Barnes was at a panel. And after the panel, I just rushed. I not even rushed, but I walked up to him and I go, "Hey, can you sign this for me?"
Yeah.
And they are at panels. I don't know if they're allowed to do that, at panels, but that's something just to consider it. You see an artist, I go to panels and say, "Hey, can you sign this for me?" The worst they can say is no.
I think that the challenge for us, Efren, is I don't think someone like Todd McFarlane has ever been to a UK con, has he? Has Todd ever been to any that you guys are aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
But the signatures at conventions for Todd and for Jim Lee, they're not CG. CGC can't be there.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They do private signings.
Okay.
Either in CGC, location in Florida, or at a con, it's a private signing.
Right. Yeah, big money, money.
I'm sure we can ask nicely.
You've got a Todd signature, James, haven't you?
Yeah. On an Amazing Spider-Man 316.
Is it T. McFarlane or Todd McFarlane?
It's Todd. Paul Todd.
Very good.
I think it's silver marker as well. Look, it looks great.
How upset do you reckon it would be if you actually asked him as you handed him the book? Could you please make it to Todd McFarlane?
Todd. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Because when I was looking for my Spawn 1, I became obsessed with that. Of making sure it was Todd McFarlane, not Tim McFarlane. And I don't know why. But I don't do that with any other signature. Do you know what I mean?
I'm with Efren. You don't ask, you don't get. The worst they can say is no. So I always just go for it.
Yeah. We've got Kenneth. Nice to see you, Kenneth. Chris has questions. Fire away, Chris. Launch those questions. Before we move on, James and Efren, have you bought anything recently you want to mention? No.
I have something on the way at the moment. So Faith Erin Hicks, who is the artist, she's currently doing the Mummy comic.
Oh, yeah.
She was the artist on the Last of Us comic book series. So a month or so ago, she was putting up art pieces from the comic run. They're all too expensive for me to get, but I got a print that had a remark of Ellie on it. And then just a couple of days ago, she put up she from her personal collection, a couple of copies of the actual comic. So I bought issue 2 and 3, both with Ellie remarks on it. So they'll be coming soon. So I'm excited for them to come. Because I don't have issue 2 or 3. I only have issue 1 and the third print of issue 1. But so add them to the collection. It's nice.
Very cool. How about yourself, Efren? I know you've picked up a bit of a grail recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I picked up that Star Wars Grail one, and 4 came in yesterday. I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to call it Pass Point Grails. That I'm just right now is a good time to buy comic books. I looked, and it is. I looked, but it just is the way the economy is. People are just trying to, the ones who are selling, they're going at a lower price. So I mean, as far as my opinion, I think there's a good time to buy comic books. To sell, no, not that much. I'm still selling my comic books on Instagram. But these are just $2 books. But yeah, I picked up 4 Grails recently, and I'm gonna show them in a video. So.
Very cool. Awesome. Very cool. Fuzzy's just commenting the Mummy comic that's just out recently. I haven't read it yet, but it's not good. Apparently, it's in my list to read when I'm on holiday.
Is the Irish a point of criticism for it? Do you know, or is it the story? No,
I think it's more the story. I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
Fuzzy, is this a continuation of the Frankenstein Dracula series?
So it's in the same. It's the same imprint, but it's a retelling of the original Mummy movie. Okay. Cool. I say I've not read it yet, but I know Fuzzy read it and wasn't a fan. Chris has got a question for her. Do you think today's toys will be tomorrow's collectibles, and if so, which ones and why? What's doomed for trash and what's got bank written all over it? Whilst the guys are thinking, I'll give you my view. I don't think any of today's toy, other than things like Luke's picking up, like the bigger, expensive limited figures, I think they might retain some value and hopefully go up. But I think your general toys in the shelf and the entertainer and things like that, I think that's just mass-produced trash.
I agree, and I also think people are much more aware now of how things can increase in value, and so there's more like people keep things in boxes and keep them in pristine condition. So like, there's not many figures nowadays that do go up significantly in value after 10, 20 years, because people back then were thinking ahead at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, even your hot toys and things like that, most retain the value. Some jump a little bit, but the vast majority, it's you know. Efren, you're not really a toy guy, but what do you think?
I tell stories in the past where I kicked myself in the head because when I was a kid in the 70s, I could have picked up all these comic books. And the same thing goes with Star Wars. I was a kid when Star Wars came out, basically, and I just didn't buy one freaking Star Wars toy. But getting back to the question, no, I don't think they're going to hold their value. But I don't think that's that important. The statues that I have bought in the past are just for me, and they're valuable to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the third, if I resell them, I don't think I'd get my money. I'd get something back, but I don't think I'd get the original price of them back.
Absolutely. James, I'll come to you next. What do you think?
I'm a bit indifferent about it because I kind of think that, say, when my kids grow up and they're, in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and they think, you know what, those toys that I used to play with when I was a kid, I'm going to go and have a look on eBay to see if I can find. I don't know. It's exactly the same for us as kids, and I don't know. I kind of feel like the wheel goes round a bit.
I think that's a great point, James, and I think, if you were to go and ask somebody in the 60s, do you think these comic books are going to go up in value? 95% of them would say absolutely not. Don't be ridiculous. It's a kid's comic. So we don't really, we can't predict how it's going to work, I guess. I think, like James Keegan said, I think people are more aware of value and collectability and things these days, but who knows. Luke, left you to last because I'm sure you've got an interesting take on this.
I have opinions. So yeah, I mean, you're all absolutely right. I mean, the biggest factor here is that nobody ever knows what's going to be popular. The fact that Efren didn't pick up those Star Wars figures is why they're rarer and why people want them, is because the majority of people didn't do that. Now, Peter, you mentioned about how it's all like mass-produced slop, but then that's why people will just throw them away, and that's why there'll be a certain figure for a certain collector out there that will be like the new Boba Fett with a jetpack. Do you know what I mean? Like, it'll be that one thing that everyone else threw away, but somebody has kept.
I guess, sorry to interject, Luke, but I guess, an interesting example of that, they don't hold massive value, but is who would have ever thought that McDonald's toys would be collectible? The shit you get in a Happy Meal, do you know what I mean? And yet there's big collectors out there for that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Have any of you ever bought a Happy Meal recently? They're absolutely atrocious. Like
and a Happy Meal, do I look like the kind of guy that would be satisfied with a Happy Meal? James?
I don't know. When you meet James, you might have to buy him one. I don't know.
We get 10 of them, and we eat them in the bedroom at the end of the bed. Wipe the crease on the pillowcases,
Sorry, Luke, we'll cut you off, mate.
That's all right, no worries. I'm just glad to be here. No, it's, you don't know what's going to be the next big thing, and that's a large part of it. I mean, look at the comic books back in the day. Like, people were literally getting Amazing Fantasy 15, going off to war with it, and then just binning it and throwing it away and doing all sorts. Like, you never know what that thing is going to become. What's this? Buy the crap.
So buy the crop that everybody eats.
But it's like, my kids are really into like Paw Patrol and things like that, and I'm sure there's going to be one specific Paw Patrol figure that is going to be sought after in the future. The rest of it, there'll be like millions of them, but there'll be this one that like was only available at a certain time of year in a certain shop or whatever, and kids are going to kids who are then adults might go crazy for it. You just never know. When it comes to even the stuff that we love, the problem is like, I had, and I say had because I've literally sold it all now, I had so many great toys from the 80s and 90s, and I had full collections of like Turtles, Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks, you name it, I had it. Now stores have just started reproducing those figures. They've just been putting them back out in the shops. You can go down to Forbidden Planet here in London and literally grab a real Ghostbusters Echo 1 and, all the figures and everything that we had from the 80s. And that does lower the price of these collectibles that you have. Now, granted, I never bought them to make money on them. I bought them because I wanted them. But given the choice between me handing my own kid something that's old and beaten and ruined for Christmas, I went out and bought him the new one, which then meant that I could sell those ones on eBay to an actual collector who may or may not want that vintage item. Even modern collectibles are still getting hit by this now. So like nothing is exclusive anymore. NECA released the Spirit of Splinter from the first movie, the 1990s movie, as a Loot Crate exclusive about God knows how many years ago, 5-10 years ago. They've just re-released that on their website, saying now's your chance to own one. And those things were selling for like £300-500 on eBay, and now they're worthless. Now I have one. I have no reason to sell it. I bought it for my collection. But it is a bit of a kick in the teeth when they are literally re-releasing the same toy from the same mold with the same date stamps and everything else on it.
They do exactly the same with some of the hot toys. So you some of the ones that I've picked up when I've collected backwards were kind of out of issue, and then they've re-released them. It's interesting. Yeah. Chris is just saying, I'm asking because I keep going mad at my kids for not looking after stuff, but I'm also aware that it's my adult collector mind messing with it. Very true.
The final point that I want to make is I'm still okay with it happening, because like Efren says, like he buys it for him. I buy mine for me. I'm not buying them to profit. I would like to think that when the time comes, they're still worth something. But if it keeps new people interested in the hobby, then I'm all for it. So like my son's got the full-on He-Man Castle Grayskull, all the different figures and everything, and he loves He-Man solely for the toys. He's not watching any cartoons, he's not watching any movies, he just loves the toys, and he loves that he can go down to Smith's Toys and buy them. To me, that's more special. So I like that he can still go there and buy that rather than going and buying the Minecraft stuff or the Skibbity toilet or whatever else. I like that he's got He-Man. I
had to get Sorrel to explain what the hell the Skibbity toilet thing was all about, because I
just don't understand it at all. It's bizarre.
Yeah. Andy's saying I've missed Luke. See, that's nice. That's nice. I've just bought a
genuine, Andy?
I've just bought a toy that I had very vivid memory of as a kid. It was a Trex from Kenner. Now on the unboxed version. Very cool. We've got a couple of other questions in the chat, guys, so this is great. Thank you for your questions. Keep them coming. Yes, that Jason. What key issues are you looking to get this year for your respective collections? I'll let you guys have a bit of a think. Jason, I've been very lucky in that I've picked up a fair few of the keys I wanted over the years. There are still some mega keys that I would like, but I just couldn't afford them. But I'm moving more towards comic art, and that'll come into our next question. But I'm going much more into sketch covers and hunting out artists and signature signbooks. One thing I have gone down a rabbit hole on, and I've got a video coming out about it in a bit, is as Gemma in the comments are saying, people look back on nostalgia stuff. I've gone very heavily down a line of my favourite TV shows, superhero related, not superhero related, but ones that have got comics and getting them signed by cast members. So I've got a Buffy one signed by Sarah Michelle Gellar on the way and things like that. I've got a Wonder Woman signed by Linda. So that kind of thing I've gone down. James Keegan, what about yourself? Is there anything that you have got your sights set on this year?
For them, I literally pretty much going to echo exactly what you said, but I just have recently, I think it's that Thought Bubble started a bug, and I've just been looking into it more lately. I'm just obsessed with, I'm writing down ideas for who I want to do certain pieces when I come across them and stuff. So in terms of keys, I'm more or less content with, there's a couple I'd like. There's First Ash, would be nice, or whatever, First Freddy, things like that. But I'm not going to go out hunting. If I come across them and they're a good price, I might get them. But yeah, I'm the same. I'm kind of more into we'll talk about it in a minute anyway in the next question, but it's the sketches and the art, I think, is the rabbit hole I'm going down now.
I'm with you. We'll come on to a question in a second about that, but it's the original artwork that's got me excited at the moment. Efren, how about yourself? You've got two mega keys left? 2 more grails left. I know it's gonna cost money. I know, but it's something that if I have the opportunity, I want to get the last 2 are the first Iron Man and the first Hulk. I have everything else. Cheap books, Efren. Cheap
books. The Hulk one is more expensive than everything. I think the Hulk one is more expensive than except AF-15. They always seem to be higher priced, but I'm keeping my eye out on social media. But I know if I buy one, I won't buy it like off of a site like Heritage, just too expensive for me, plus the prices that they charge afterwards. I'm going to go up to a vendor and saying, hey, just negotiate. That's what I plan to do, hopefully. See what happens.
Yeah, 2 mega keys there, and I hope you get them. I hope you get them because it'll be a lovely lineup once you've got those. James, what about yourself?
I don't. Nothing comes to mind. I'm just conscious of I need all my money for the house move. So.
Yeah, I'm single. I'm not married. I don't have any responsibility. So that's why I'm doing this, just to let everybody know.
but once I've moved, I will be back on it. I can't wait for that. But I really want a Silver Surfer issue number 4, like the Thor and Silver Surfer going at it. I really want that.
That's one of my favourite books, but I can't remember what grade mine is. It's a low grade. That's a book that I'm always looking to upgrade on because it's just one of those iconic covers that I absolutely love. It's a stunning book. Luke, how about yourself?
Yeah, so a little bit of an exclusive here for you guys. Some of you know, some of you don't. 2 years ago, I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but I had to sell my Spider-Man collection, and I did, and I let it all go. And it's taken me a good 2 years to kind of get over that fact. So with that in mind, now that I'm back out working again, and now that I'm getting some money in to buy dragons and stuff, I'm probably going to go big. I'm probably going to see if I can save up enough money to, put everything to the side, forget about that, and just go for that AF-15.
Wow.
So, nothing's in the plan isn't in motion yet. Things aren't set in stone. But if I'm going to do that sort of comic book hunt, that's the one that I want to go for.
What kind of a grade are you aiming for, or are you not bothered?
Just something that looks nice. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm more than happy to, as long as it's looks decent. I'm pretty easy going.
I guess
with it.
the reason I'm asking is pal of James is there, Sunil.
Sunil's got literally thinking that.
Yeah. I think it was it $8,000 or $9,000 or something?
Yeah, I think it might be cover detached or something like that.
It was. That's why I'm asking.
It was beat up to shit.
It was beat up to shit.
Yeah. It was
because I remember seeing the price and thinking, "Oh, that's and then looking at it and thinking,
you're like, "Oh yeah."
I think Sunil has said it would get a 0.5.
Yeah,
but it didn't present particularly.
The truth of the matter is like I've only just gone back to work. There's a lot of things that I need to do as well around the house and getting things sorted for the wife and kids. But if we're talking about forward planning, I'd like to just start putting some money aside, and then if one came up, or if I felt like it was time to actually start looking more seriously, at least then the funds are there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Luke, if you have some looking for in the United States, I'll be here to help you, man. So
cool. Thank you.
Of course.
Next question is from a good friend of mine, patron of comic art. This guy has set a passion in me in getting original artwork. Now, he collects predominantly commissioned pieces and original comic artwork, whereas I've kind of leaned more towards, I think Efren's the same, more towards sketch covers. I don't know why. I like sketch covers. I like to get them graded. Probably
it's like your own custom comic book.
But Patron Comic Art, check out his Instagram page and check out his YouTube channel. He's got some absolutely obscenely good pieces. Any of you gents collecting original comic artwork? Yeah, I collect, as we've said, comic book covers. What's my favourite piece? My favourite piece at the moment, and my favourite piece changes rapidly, but my favourite piece is by a guy called Des Taylor, who you actually put us in contact with. And just to upset Efren, it's a stunning Hawkeye cover that he's done in black and white. But I messaged him and said, any chance he could slap a bit of colour on it for us, which he's done. And it's stunning. So that's on its way.
You asked him to tart it up, did you?
I did. Pimp my Hawkeye. That's what I said. Yeah. So that's mine at the moment, but it changes regularly. I got to commission, James will have to remind us, I got a commission at Thought Bubble.
Silva Califano.
I don't do names, you know that.
Sylvia Califano.
Califano.
Sylvia Califano, you know.
And the wraparound cover she's done for us is just mind blowing. I love it. Right, we'll go back to you, Mr. Keegan. What about yourself? Have you collected any original artwork?
I'm obsessed now. So I just recently joined a Facebook group. Peter, you're in it, I noticed. But it's the purpose of the group is like people just post the sketches they get and they say how much it costs. And it's just to kind of suss out how much you might need for certain people when they show up to things. I've just been typing in the search bar characters and certain artists and stuff and scrolling back years and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm doing a little list now. But like whenever we got a thought bubble, it depends on what mood. So last year was a big horror mood, so I got mostly horror characters, but like this year I want to get like some, I want to get another Nathan Drake and like some Last of Us stuff and stuff. But favorite one, I have it here also from Sylvia Califano, is my Elvira
Nice
cover.
nice.
This was just one I had this blank with me and I was looking for someone to do a cool Elvira on it, and then just happens the Elvira in Horrorland artist is there, so I was like, oh amazing, so I gave it to her and I was just stunned when this came back. I was like, wow. Very reasonable price as well. So I love that. And then the other one I have is the Charlie Adler. It's just there, clicker that I got, and he just did it in 2 minutes, and it was just squiggles. And then he gets the marker and he goes, and it's done. And I was like, whoa, so that was.
It's interesting because I got him to do me. It wasn't last year; it was the year before. I think I got him to do. I got him to do as a Daredevil, and you stand watching him work, and I have to say, I was standing thinking that's dog shit. That's dreadful. That's absolutely awful. And then all of a sudden he did like 3 lines and just Daredevil appeared on the page.
Crazy,
just before we move on to Efren, I just want to pick up on Emin's comment there. I feel like the end has come for me. I do enjoy comics, but I know I'm not on the same level as others in the community. I just have to stop chasing comic books. I would always say, Emin, just collect what you enjoy. Don't worry about being influenced by others and YouTube channels like this and stuff. It's a danger you become like competitive with people. Just don't do it. Just collect what you want to collect. That's what I've always done, and it just happens that my tastes have kind of developed and changed over the years. But seriously, just enjoy what you enjoy. Efren, how about yourself?
About what?
Comic art. What kind of comic art are you into these days?
Sorry. Comic art. No, I mean the original comic art is like, dang, so expensive. I look at it, just a single sheet, So no, I've never collected comic art, but like you, Peter, we got into commissions, and we used to do videos on all the commissions that we've bought, but I've slowed down in the last few years of getting commissions. But here, depending on the artist, you're talking about $300 on up.
It's crazy because going back, and I know a lot of them is because some of these artists have gotten more high profile, but going back to like 2019, looking at in that Facebook group the prices where someone was 30 or 40 and now it's like 400, 500, 600. It's like, wow,
it's beautiful art. I would like to get art by Art Adams, for example, but I was like, damn, I look at his prices when I go to cons, I'm like, dang.
So I'm on a YouTube page, I think it's Clan McDonald, again, Peter and Comic Art put us onto it. And they've just been showing off some of Art Adams' artwork. He did a cover on each of the kind of the monsters blanks. So you've got a Frankenstein, a Bride of Frankenstein, a Dracula. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. I've mentioned it before, but Clayton Crane charges by the minute now. So you just tell them what to start on, and you basically stand there, and when you've spent your money, you've spent your money.
Is there a starting point of pricing, or
it was ridiculous, Efren. I'm guessing it was like $150 to $200 a minute or something stupid like that.
A minute?
It was something like that. There was people showing off stunning bits that he'd knocked up in a few minutes, but it was like $1,000.
I showed it before, but I had that commission done by Livio Ramondelli. He did Iron Man. He's done other covers for me too, and I told him, you have good fair prices. Nothing outrageous, but it's, that's the kind of artist I look for when I go to conventions.
Andy's saying Fuzzy has my only commission, one of one. Still waiting for mine, Andy. Still waiting for you to do one for me. Never mind. I try to collect stuff that Peter will be jealous of. James Mack, have you got any original sketch covers or anything like that?
Yeah, so I've got Last Father's Day.
I saw that. Yeah,
nice.
Wow,
I got that. That's by Stephen Butler, who did the Web of Spider-Man 118. So that was supposed to be the original cover. for Web of Spider-Man 118, the first appearance of Scarlet Spider. But when I was messaging him, he was like, "Oh, it's $200." I said, "Has anyone ever asked for this before?" And he sent me one that had been already like graded by CBCS.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then, rather bizarrely, a guy called D Funk Comics on
I think I've heard of
Instagram
him. Yeah.
was messaging me, and I sent him a picture of because we're both massive Scarlet Spider fans, and then he sent me a picture of this, and he said that this is his, and I was like,
Oh,
oh my
right.
god, all the person who else has got that cover. But
How
that's
much
the
did
only
you say you paid for that, James? If you don't mind us
It
asking.
was $200. I sent the blank comic myself, and he
Coloured?
did it. Coloured, yeah.
So
Look at you
what I
twiddling your
find-
thumbs there.
Well,
Now.
no, it's what I find so random, and I mean that's a
price
great
thing.
example because that's a published comic artist, and it was the same for us at Thought Bubble. You know, you had some comic artists who were charging three. I mean, one I know James got a sketch by the same person. One of them was like 250, 300 quid or something.
250.
Yeah, and then you've got again another published artist who did as a Muppet Kermit the Frog Thor for 30 quid, and it's just as good, if not better. You know, and I was like,
I will
there's
say
no.
my
Yeah.
list of favorites was not in the ranking of how expensive.
Yeah,
they were.
same with me.
You know? Yeah, it's like I thought the cheaper ones were some of the better ones.
Because I would argue, I'd argue, James, the one you've just shown there, by a recognised comic artist, coloured, full cover. You know that
background, everything,
background,
characters,
everything.
Yeah.
For $200 is a steal, really.
So you have that book, James, or it's coming?
No, I have it. It's pretty much all my comics are in
that's right.
storage at the moment. But yeah, I got it for Father's Day last year.
Nice.
It's one of my favourites.
Does anyone have feelings about the skinniest TIE fighter pilot hot toy? I'm furious. Yeah, I didn't like it either, mate.
Big
but
head.
I wasn't. Yeah, big head, geek big head. Very strange. Luke, how about yourself? I know you've got you had a couple of nice covers.
Yeah, so I've always been a fan of original artwork. So any time that I've gone to a convention, I've always taken blank covers with me. I've always taken paper with me. And I tend to look through their portfolios, and whether there's a price on it or not, I've asked them if I can buy stuff in the past. So I've got various like storyboards for movies that have been done by like Mike Plug and other artists. For example, I've got some Little Shop of Horrors original artwork that Mike Plug done for the puppetry before they started making it. So you know, I love all this original art stuff. And then, as you guys know, I was very big onto The Walking Dead. Met Charlie countless times and had sketches from him. But my favourites were actually I was going to put them up here in the room, so I've got them on hand. These are the first sketches that Charlie ever did for me. And so it's the costumes that I had made myself and Ben. So you've probably recognised my friend Ben there. So we were dressed up as zombies at that event, and so Charlie done a sketch of us and then called us over and gave it to us.
Very
nice.
Amazing.
Lovely man, Charlie. Lovely man. So if anybody ever goes to Thought Bubble, he's at Thought Bubble every year, and he sketches for free. Doesn't charge, does he? So it's stunning.
Yeah. See, I would like for that, because you know, like that's why what I have is what he does in 2 minutes. Like I would pay whatever for 10 minutes. Like just put 10 minutes into it, and you know, what can you do? Like,
But I've also got some original pages from Walking Dead, like some of the earlier issues back before it all got super hyped up and popular. So like I've got a page from like issue 40 something and another page from like issue 80 something. Like they're just nice to have, you know. And I've since taken them to Charlie to get them double signed just to make sure that it's all on there. But you get like the pencils and then you get the inks, so you actually get two of each. So it's nice. Yeah, it's something nice to have.
Very cool. Luke Journey to Thunder saying you like a Ryan Otley sketch cover. Me too, mate. But they're obscene priced, going for 1,500 plus now. He only does them for auction. Yeah, amazing artist, but just out of my league now to pay that kind of money, I think. Andy, remember that time we signed the back and board at Thought Bubble instead of the blank comic? Not all of it, Andy. I handed a comic around, asked people to sign it. And some of the more special colleagues signed the backing board instead of the actual comic. Honestly. Yeah. Okie dokie. Right, guys, I've got other stuff to do, but I might move to a different show. I'll have you back for a different show. But we've got a few questions that people put in. Fuzzy said, asked people what we wanted to talk about tonight. He said he loves a good rumour. So more rumours. We ain't got any tonight, I don't think, Fuzzy. Panels in a half pint. How Minecraft opening weekend has trounced the last lot of Marvel movies. We've touched on that. It just literally boggles my brain how the hell...
It is, I think, the age of kids watching YouTube and YouTubers and Let's Plays of, like, Minecraft is huge, even if you don't play it for a lot of kids. Like, that's the entertainment that they watch. So, like, it's like a Paw Patrol movie for them. It's, it's that big. And then you have gamers on top of that. Like, it's not surprising.
What you got to remember as well is that how long's Minecraft been out for? Like, what, 15 years maybe?
Yeah, it must be a kind of long
time. 2011 or something, I think.
So you've got people now like who are adults that grew up playing.
Yeah,
will go and think, you know what, I'll go and watch that.
That's scary that you just said that though. Like that, there's people who were adults who were like 3 or 4 when it came out. It's like, yikes.
Big saves. Dave says the madness and cult of Minecraft. No. What is Jason Momoa doing with his career? Now, I can't comment on that because I haven't seen him in Minecraft. James, you've seen him in Minecraft. Is he any good in it? Or?
Yeah, so the reason why he's wearing like a pink jacket, this is not really a spoiler.
I'm not saying it anyway, mate. You can spoil me.
He's like a fighting game arcade champion from like the 1980s. He's basically not moved in time. He just still thinks he's that, and he owns like a video game store, and that's his character, and he's a bit pathetic in it until obviously the end. But yeah, it's an odd film for him to do.
I think he's just having fun in his life. Any movie that he wants to do, he'll do. He does the Furious one, he's doing this one. I think the guy's just enjoying life as much as possible. He's going to be the new Lobo.
Yeah. Do you know what, Efren? I have to say, he stole the movie for the last Fast and Furious movie. I'm not a fan.
Oh, he was awesome in that. He was so
superb.
Good. Yeah. Upstaged Vin Diesel and then got kicked off next.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's gonna be Lobo. What do you guys think of that? I mean, Lobo's not a character that I'm particularly drawn towards, to be honest.
It suits him more than Aquaman, I think. That's a natural fish. Yeah. So I think, of course.
Basically, whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah. Luke, we've answered yours about the Mythic Legion's dragon. Tom Mail and PT, how much you love me. We'll love you, Tom. We'll love you and we'll miss you. It'd be nice to see you back at some point. Mark Spelter, which X-Men character do you think Marvel needs to do better or fix? Cyclops needs to be done better. That's an interesting question. So for me, just what the guys are thinking, it's not necessarily do better, but I think do better in terms of they've not utilised the character well. And that's, James, help us with names. Anna Taylor thingy?
Magic. Anya Taylor-Joy.
That's who. Magic in the New Mutants movie. Oh, that was a cracking film. And I thought she was superb.
I agree,
as Magic. And then it just ended, and they've not had any of them back. So I think they can do better by bringing her back and get her into some more films. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. James Mack, anything for you?
For the X-Men, we saw the casting announcements for Doomsday. I'm really looking forward to Alan Cummins coming back as Nightcrawler. Yeah. I thought that was spot on. The way for X-Men 2. So I'd like to see a bit more Nightcrawler.
Best bit of X-Men 2 was superb, but yeah, more Nightcrawler. Absolutely.
That sequence.
Yeah. Good pick. Luke, how about you?
So we're on about the movies, right? We're on about MCU.
Yeah.
Darwin.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like screwed over, really.
One of my all-time favorite X-Men characters, and yet that movie really done him dirty. And I quite like the movie, to be fair. I don't think the movie is overly bad, but you literally have a character that can't die, and you kill him in seconds. Like,
that sucked.
That's a good pick, Luke. Actually, I forgot he was even in the movie. To be honest. Yeah. Efren.
the original question, Cyclops needs to be done better. Check out X-Men 92. Just focus on how that character was in the animated series. I'm an original X-Men. I just wish they would do better with Iceman and Angel. More in the forefront. Just the original 5. They always focus on Cyclops in the past, and Marvel Girl and Wolverine. But I just like the original X-Men. I wish they would have done more with Iceman and Angel. I don't know how, but I would like to see them have better characters.
We got glimpses of a good Iceman in Days of Future Past, didn't we? In the future, where he was,
he got killed, didn't he?
Yeah, chopped to bits, didn't he?
So,
but yeah,
genuine question, guys. Do you think the MCU actually needs X-Men? Or do you think like they could just make some X-Men movies and keep them separate?
Like being part of the MCU or just standalone?
Like, do they even need to be like? I don't know. I just feel like the MCU is so packed and full at the moment. Can't they just make some good X-Men movies and just have us enjoy them separately?
That's a good point. But they won't. They won't do that. But I agree with your point, though. That's a good point. Yeah.
I have no problem with them being part of the interconnecting universe, but I think certainly the film should be standalone to start with.
Yeah.
Bit like the original Avengers setup. Do you know what I mean? Have them with a standalone movie, then at some point in the future, interconnect them. I think. James, X-Men character.
Rogue. I feel like the movie version, is very kind of introverted and sad. Whereas I think we haven't got the kind of charming, hey sugar kind of thing. And I think that would be a breakout character for that. So I think if they do Rogue, again, the Rogue Gambit love story, that'll be kind of a fan favorite thing, I'd imagine.
Just imagine, because I think it's no surprise. I do not agree. But I don't think there's any surprise that people seem to hate the version of Carol Danvers that we've got in the MCU. Just imagine if they do the comic book version where Rogue absorbs her powers. Bin her, and then we've got Rogue instead.
They'll love it, I'm sure. So,
that'll be a bit harsh. Okay, last question we've got from Peter and Comic Art. What movie are you looking forward to this summer, and which are you dreading? For me, again, whilst you guys think, I am absolutely looking forward to Superman. I cannot wait for that. All the trailers have done it for us so far. What film am I dreading? Superman, because if it's crap, if it's too huge,
never hear the end of
if
it.
It's too soft, it's not just that we'll never hear the end of it. It'll just be such a disappointment. More so than I think Fantastic Four for me.
I think that would derail like the entire DC movie plan. I think if it's bad, if it's not amazing, and if it doesn't make like $1 billion, it's like that whole slate is scrapped, I'd say.
Yeah. Just whilst you guys are about to answer, just to remind everybody, #comics in the chat, and we'll pick a winner. So we'll come to you, Luke, first. What film are you looking forward to? Which one are you a little bit hesitant about?
I am looking forward to 28 Years Later.
Yeah.
I love that franchise. You can argue all you want. Oh, they're not zombies. They are. Like it's zombies. Like it's the same premise, same idea. Just like The Last of Us, I still say zombies. It's that sort of
zombies, Luke. How dare
it's
you?
that sort of show, right? It's a survival show with something trying to get you.
They're still alive.
Okay? Doesn't matter. Zombies, right? And I love it because of it. But yeah, really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to seeing what they do with it. And looking forward to see where it might go thereafter, As for films that I'm cautiously approaching, it's the new trilogy as such of Jurassic Park, like Jurassic World. Like I love that franchise too, but the last one, Dominion, I couldn't care less about. They had a wasted opportunity, much like they did with Star Wars, where you have all the original cast back, but you're just not utilizing them to their full advantage. So it just seems like a bit of a shame.
That trailer, left me cold for the new one. It just did nothing for us at all, which was surprising, really. Good picks there, Luke. Good picks. I forgot about Jurassic World. Is it World Park? What is it?
I think it's World.
Jurassic World, yeah. James Mack, how about you?
I'm the same as you, Pete. Pretty much after that last Superman trailer, I think it's going to be the film of the summer. I don't think it's going to get to $1 billion. I don't know what. I can't really think of the last. Like Man of Steel didn't get to $1 billion, did it? I don't think.
Don't think so.
but I think James Gunn, I think it's going to do well. I don't think it's going to be a poor movie, but I'm also looking forward to Fantastic Four as well. So
Yeah. So much to be hopeful for, isn't it? So much to be hopeful for. Efren, how about yourself, bud?
The minute I seen Crypto and the Superman trailer, I said, I am there. I'm gonna. This movie just went to the top for me. And then he showed an extended cut of it a couple days ago too. Him playing around Superman first.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was awesome. So that's the movie that I'm looking forward to. A bad one. Sorry guys, but just any type of those schlock scary movies. I know you, Peter and James, you know, those are your genre when you do on your show, but those movies, I'm just like, forget it. I ain't going nowhere near this. I'll wait for your reviews of it. That's a
We should call it one good schlock.
Yeah.
That's a good.
So we're not going to get you to see the Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie Screenboat.
Money, man. I said, no way. Like I said, I'll just wait for your reviews to. That would be the extent of it for me. Those type of movies are just nope, no, never. You know.
Fair enough. It's just because you're scared, Efren. It's just because you're scared.
I've gotten better with you guys. You know, I do watch a little bit. I've seen all the Scream movies now, and I thought it was excellent. You know, I wish I had seen them earlier. Those types of movies I like, but the other ones like Mickey Steamboat, I say no way am I gonna watch this. Or the Popeye one, I said, nope.
James, how about yourself, bud?
Nerdy movie wise, probably Superman. Like I'm curious. I hope that does well. Fantastic Four, like visually, is something very different. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm just really stoked for the Until Dawn movie. Like I think the trailers look great director. I love the game and the franchise, so I like the way it's going to tie into that. So I'm that's at the end of the month. I'm very excited for that. I am dreading having to watch The Strangers Chapter 2. Because of how horrendous the first one was. Because normal people would say, "I don't want to see this."
Just not watch it? Let's not watch. We don't have to.
We do.
We don't have to.
It's always fun when we talk about the bad ones. Okay.
I didn't have much fun talking about Leprechaun 2, so let's not talk about Stranger Things 2.
I had a lot of fun.
Hang
on. We started that video. You said you liked the movie. You just
because I was delirious.
Yeah. So that's one where I'm just like, we'll just get that one out of the way, I guess. So
yeah, okay.
You can tell this is a real passion project for you.
We suffer for our art, you know.
So. Okie dokie, guys. Okie dokie. James Mack, you've done a video recently. Tell me a little bit about this.
So I think it was like maybe 2 months ago. I found out that obviously Mega City Comics in London, in Camden, was the owner Martin was actually retiring and was looking for a buyer for the store. And as soon as I found out that Forbidden Planet were interested in it, I did like a short, like a bit of a joke. But then obviously on Saturday, the launch that Forbidden Planet Mega City Comics is now open. And if you look at their social media posts in relation to obviously the store opening, people are asking the questions: are there going to be back issues, like on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram, and they're just not responding to it. Yeah. And they opened and on Saturday, and when I looked at the footage, there's literally no back issues. So it's as good as dead, essentially, for back issue collectors like myself and others. So I kind of did a video on it, and actually today I had a comment from the owner of Forbidden Planet International.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Left like a bit of a big comment, so I've responded to that. It's nothing negative. But
did he confirm that there was back issues?
No, so in the video I talk about my comic shop that I had growing up, my local LCS, was called Nostalgia and Comics, and that got taken over by Forbidden Planet International. And what I didn't realize is they're completely separate companies.
Yeah, two different companies.
I just assumed they were like a sister company, you know. And these ones, the Forbidden Planet International, actually have back issues.
Yeah.
And they're called like Worlds Apart. There's one in Liverpool, there's one in Birmingham. They've got like another shop in Glasgow and one in Belfast. So he kind of left a comment. Yeah.
It's so strange that they've got the same name. Do you know what I mean? I kind of.
Well,
but
it's pretty obvious because what they're going to do now is that when you search like comic shop in London or Mega City Comics, it's going to direct you to here.
yeah.
Whereas if it's just a Forbidden Planet, you're not going to travel. When you in London already, you've got the Mega Store. You're not going to go and have, it's exactly the same shop. It's not going to have anything different in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to come to the rest of you guys for a comment in a second, but just a slight side note, I guess. There used to be a superb shop when I first kind of got back into comics in Sunderland, which was a traditional comic shop. Loads of back, I guess it got the new comics in, but loads of back issues. It's where I started getting my Bone designs and all the rest of it. And they got bought out by a Forbidden Planet. Now, I don't know whether it's Forbidden Planet or Forbidden Planet International. I can't remember. But they bought out the comic shop. The comic shop sold off all of its stock, its back issues and everything like that. And they were ready to hand over. And then I think it was a month before the handover, Forbidden Planet pulled out. But by that point, they'd destroyed the comic shop. It had lost everything, so it just shut down. It was absolutely horrendous.
That's heartbreaking.
Horrendous, yeah. Guys, anybody got any comments on this? I mean, Efren, I don't know what it's like in the States, but you guys seem to have better back issue shops, because I guess we didn't get to take you to a Forbidden Planet when you were here, Efren, but it's literally just new stuff, pops and new action figures. You don't get any kind of comic hunting or back hunting or anything like that. You muted, Efren.
Sorry, do you know why is that? Why don't they have back issues?
Well, the truth is, and I'm going to link to it in a second because I've got a video coming out tonight, actually. And the truth is that the back issue market isn't that big. It's big for people like on this panel who are interested in that stuff. Yeah. But the people going into the shops, the majority of them aren't interested in paying a fortune for back issues. They're looking for pops for. So my feeling is that Forbidden Planet is more designed for younger collectors, kids. That kind of people, probably more so than what our class is I can't say proper, that's not right. But more nostalgia based collectors. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. I don't know if you guys have seen it recently here in the United States. There's this one store, but I believe they're called TCAW, but I'm drawing a blank on their initials. But they have an online site too, and they're closing down their online store for some reason, and they're keeping their LCSs open. You know, I figured they would gather more business with people buying stuff online, but I guess it's just not cost productive for them. You know, but it's, I've used them in the past and they're a good site, but I mean, I don't know about the death. Yeah, the local comic shops, to me, I don't get how they just open sometimes. Every time I go to a comic book store, there's just like thousands and thousands of books. They're not just sitting there. Nobody's buying them. So I'm not sure how they can stay open, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You've got to shift, I suppose, a lot of product to make your money, even with new comics, I guess. But yeah. Ed's just saying, think Forbidden Planet get a hard time with it a lot. They don't pretend to do anything, and they don't, and keep comics on the high street in lots of places. They don't drive people out. I think it's for newer collectors, Ed, to be honest. Anybody else got any comments on this?
I'm just happy we got to see this shop before we were in Camden before they
did.
Were bought out. So
yeah, me and Luke visited when this is the one we went to.
I watched Peter spend a lot of money.
I got excited, didn't I? Yeah.
You did. And even straight away, as soon as we were in the pub afterwards, you go, "Don't know why I bought that."
Yeah.
he's grown up since he didn't buy anything.
So, as someone who grew up in the area, like I pretty much lived in London my whole life, and it's really sad because this was like the last of those great comic shops that I remember. Yeah. Like we've lost Orbital Comics, we lost 30th Century Comics, and now Mega City. These were the places that you went to get your back issues. This is how I built my comic collection. And the fact that this is now gone, there's not really much reason to go back. Do you know what I mean? Like going to Camden for me was always, oh yeah, let's go to the Mega City comic shop. Like, why do I need to go there to see these? No offense, Efren, these American candy stores that probably used for drug laundering and God knows what. Why do I need to go to Camden for that? Like, it's another nail in the coffin for this sort of hobby, and it's a shame.
It is. It's sad to see it go. Has Jonathan Ross still got a comic shop in London, or did that shut?
No, that shut as well. That's got long gone.
I think part of the problem is that the younger generation, they're just not into holding physical stuff. They rather, buy stuff like online and read stuff, on your iPad without having an actual book in your hand. I think that's one of the problems.
James Keegan, anything you want to add before we move on?
No, but that's it. I think.
So,
I was expecting you to come back to me, to be honest.
James, you're nodding off. I just thought I'd rate you. James Mack. Your video, I think, I have to say, struck a little chord with me, because I've been to a lot of these kind of shops, and I've also, because of my work, gone to a lot of cities, and I've gone to a lot of forbidden planets. And you're absolutely right in your comment. They're all the same. They're all very clinical and all the rest of it. But what it made us think about was the lack of knowledge out there in terms of where these shops are, not just comics, but toy shops as well. Yeah. So I've got a video coming out tonight, and I guess this is kind of my initial plea. I'm calling it Operation Global Geek Guide. Cool. I've changed the name slightly after some feedback from Andy Perpetual Comics. But I'm calling it Global Geek Guide. The video is out today, about 10:30, I think it's coming out. Basically, what it is very simply, I want to do a map. I want to know that when I'm going to a city or a village, or if I'm away on business, I want to know what vintage comic shops, toy shops, geeky type shops are in the local area. So what I normally do is stick something on Facebook and say, guys, anybody know anything yet? And invariably, you get a couple of interesting ones, or you get it, or Forbidden Planets down the road or whatever. So I don't think we've really got a good map of these proper old style comic shops. So the purpose of the video is to do a bit of a call to action, to get people to comment, to get people wherever they may be to talk and send pictures of their local comic shops, like Mega City used to be. We'll then pull it all into a spreadsheet or a website or something like that, so people have got a kind of a roadmap or a guide. And then I'll start doing some tours if anybody wants to join us in the summer and next year. Just go and visit some of these shops and have a look around them. The longer term aim to it, though, is one, for us to learn where these shops are, but two, to hopefully potentially get some footfall through the shops, so to hopefully get more people looking for them and going for them. So that's the plan. That's the video that's coming out. I need people to help us with it, but I need people to actually comment and tell us where these shops are, because at the moment I know a few, but I ain't got a clue. And
I can't tell you where my secret location is.
but that's the point, Luke. Do you know what I mean? That there must be loads of these little treasure trove type shops out there.
You know what? The other thing to include. The other thing that you should include in this is the marts that pop up.
Yeah.
Because they just appear in like hotel lobbies and stuff. But once every couple of months they'll be around, and it's always, if you're in the area, or even if you make it a mission to go there when they're on, that's where you're going to get the deals. Yeah,
well, me and James we're just talking, weren't we, James? I've never done London Comic Mart. No, I need to do London Comic Mart. Even if I don't buy anything, just to go and say I've ticked it off and I've done it and I've been, So that's the plan. So please check out the video, everybody, and give it some support. Ed is saying, I was thinking I wish someone would do this the other day. And Chris, come to Stockton. We have an amazing toy place and a classic comic shop. Chris, send us the links, mate. Send us the links in Insta and I will visit, because it's not far from me. Definitely want to get more into those kind of things. Okie dokie, chaps, before we go, James T, anything coming up over on One Good Scare you want to mention?
Yeah, we have our The Howling. I'll be right back, so that'll be up in the next week. And then we might be a slight hiatus because you're away. So I might do something on The Last of Us episode 1 myself, or maybe one of the guys will jump in. Maybe. Just
Efren's right there. Do you know what I mean? He's been asking you for 6 months. 6 months Efren's been saying, when are we going to do? But I'll do it by myself. Hard to bear, Efren. Never mind.
So we have that, and then hopefully, if you get a chance to record it before you go, we'll have like a little untucked on thing as well before the movie comes out as well. So
good stuff. Efren, anything happening over on Past Point Comics?
James, the Howling, the original Howling movie? You guys are going to do a review?
Yeah, 1921, so just editing at the moment.
Well, today Peter and I were we were supposed to do our advanced orders, but hopefully we'll do it next Tuesday.
I'm on holiday, mate.
Oh, you are on holiday?
Yeah, I'm off for a fortnight. Yeah, we'll sort something out when I get back.
Yeah. No, not a big deal. I'm gonna do. I got some more books that came in. Like 4. Call my grails. Not that 2 that I want, just other books that were just like a good price when I bought them. And whatever pops in my head to do a video. I do up on comics, and I won't do, like I said, 70 plus slides again on that. That was like I just kept on putting picture after picture after picture. Next thing I knew, I had like 80 slides. I'm like, damn it, that's way too much. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing that show. It's on every other Sunday.
So that's not Sunday coming, but the Sunday after you'll have a show.
Sunday after, yeah, yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Luke, I know you're very, very busy. Anything coming from you, or are you in planning?
So there's nothing currently in the works, but there's always ideas. I'm definitely not gone. I'm still gonna be back, including all my usual type of shows. I definitely enjoy doing the Making Sense of Pence and everything else. So I'm definitely going to be doing those. But yeah, just bear with me, guys. I will be back soon.
Good stuff. And James, you've got an interview with I can't remember the lady's name.
Sammy,
yeah. Is that this week or next week?
That's Saturday at 9 p.m. That's Sammy from Skeleton Key Comics.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to.
Oh my God, where's she been? Her and her husband, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen them for over a year.
They I think they sell on Whatnot now.
Okay.
Like a lot on Whatnot and eBay and stuff like that. So
yeah, they were on Comic Tom a couple of times. She was. I remember her being on Comic Tom. I haven't heard from them for over a year. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting to her.
Yeah,
I haven't really got anything else in the pipeline. Like as in pre-recorded videos. I'm kind of gonna I did a video I think last week, and it was like a haul, and it just didn't really do very well. But then obviously this new video is like it looks like it's probably going to get like 1,000 tomorrow maybe.
Fantastic.
Welcome to my world. That video doesn't do well. I should do a video on that.
I wish there was some way where you could be like, I don't know how you just get it so consistent. Like it's almost you've got to have some sort of, I don't know, like negative or drama or anything like that just attached to the thumb or the content just to get a little bit more traction on it. But I don't really want to do drama, to be honest.
What do you mean you want to do drama? Let's do drama right now. You guys.
No, there's. I mean, I think all of us here have got the same. We've been through the YouTube ringer. There's no rhyme or reason to it. The videos that you think will do great do shite. Videos that you knock up in 5 minutes do fantastic, and you think,
oh yeah, it's crazy.
Makes no sense. No sense. Connie's just saying, sorry I missed the whole show, lol. I'm not well. Oh, bless you. I hope you're feeling better soon, Connie. Hope you're feeling better soon. Okie dokie, James. Well, James, it's been lovely having you back. You as well,
Thank
Luke.
you.
Sorry. But it's been lovely having you both back. So anytime you want to hop back on, please just give us a shout. Just to mention, guys, I have got memberships live on my channel now, and I've got a number of people who've joined that. So thank you so much to all of you that are members. If you're interested, check it out and have a little look-see. On my channel, got a whole host of videos, got my Moss of the Universe rundown, honest reviews on Superman and Lois, pop culture playback on V, and also on Brave Star. There's a whole host of review videos going out this week. We've got my review of Sandman, Novocaine, Working Man, and there's something else I can't remember. But no live show next week or the week after because I am off on my holidays to chill. Nice. But I do have a whole host of videos still coming out over the next 2 weeks, including a whole host of Thunderbolts related content in preparation for that. We've got Big Dave. Dave, we've finished, mate. You've missed it. We all said that you're a miserable bugger because the Minecraft movie is top tier films. Everybody on the panel loved it. So yeah.
Pete, I was going to say about the He-Man video you got coming out. They tend to do quite well. Like Luke, you had a really good He-Man video a few years back, didn't you? And I know that Mighty Comics and Collectibles did like the cast announcement or something like that, and it's got like 75,000 views or something.
Yeah. Mine's been out for a week or so. I ain't got anywhere near 75,000. I think I've got 800 or something, which is quite good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, just like talking about He-Man. So yeah, it's a nice one to do. It is a nice one to do. Okie dokie, ladies and gents. So that's your whack. Thank you very much to everybody that's jumped on tonight in the chat. Really do appreciate you all hanging out with me. Sorry, Dave and Connie, we're just coming to an end, but you can go back and watch it, I'm sure, on the replay.
What about the giveaway? You gonna do that stuff?
Oh, shite, yeah. I'm sorry. Well spotted, Efren. Well spotted.
Well, you're away for 2 weeks, Peter. James and I do have access to your YouTube channel. So
You do. You're right. Yeah, you do. You do. Just for the people who've just joined, put hashtag comics in the chat for a chance to win some comic books. You've got literally a second because we're going to draw it now. So hashtag comics. Let me just share that. Efren, it's a good job you're on the ball, mate.
Only because he's entered in it. That's what.
So is that what it is? Yeah.
Peter wants to ship all the way over here.
Hashtag comics. Right. Oh, we're set. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. And we're off. And our winner tonight is Chris Bell. Good old Chris Bell. Marvellous. 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 Right, Chris, we've got 5 people on the panel, so 5 picks. I'll go first. We will go for that one. James Keegan, no dicking about tonight, right? Just tell us where you want us to get the comic from without just letting us... Come on.
Second from the front, please.
Second from the front. Right. Efren?
Stop.
Oh, ho, ho. Right. James?
7 from the back.
7 from the back. 7 from the back.
And then add 2, and then subtract 3.
5, 6, 7. Oh, shit, dropped it.
Oh no, I meant the back for me.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
Second from the front, which AKA would be third.
Second from the front, that would be... Oh, hey. Okie dokie. Mr. Bell, I'm hoping you're going to be quite pleased with these. Oh, not that one. Sorry, they're all very good. They're all very good. Right, so, Chris, we have got... Oh, I want to make myself big. Oh, still all these years and I still don't know what friggin' buttons I'm pressing. There we are.
There you go.
Right, Chris, we have got Justice League Unlimited featuring The Flash and Adam Strange. That's very nice. We've got a shiny, I like this one. Couldn't tell you what book it is. Shiny Wonder Woman.
Nice.
Is that a foil or?
That's foil, yeah.
Wow,
very
yeah.
nice. I like that
Everyone
one.
loves a foil.
We've got, I think this is a minor key. Someone tell us. Moon Knight. Issue number 10. So an old Moon Knight. We've got first appearance of Jubilee.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
So that's very nice. That's a good one, Chris. And we have got first appearance of Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really bumped up the quality of these picks since your memberships went in.
trying to get rid of all the comics I've got. Got too many freaking comics. So there you go, Chris. Drop us a line, mate. Drop us in Instagram. I've got you. Oh man, I don't know what buttons I'm pressing. Help.
What are you trying
the
to do?
shit?
What are you doing?
Just get back to that'll be it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, Chris, drop us a line with your address. I'm off on holiday. I'll try and get these out to you before I go on holiday. If I don't, if I don't, it'll be 2032 or something. But yeah, we'll get them to you as soon as possible, bud. Okay. Thank you very much to everybody that watched. Thank you to you guys for jumping on. It's been lovely seeing you all again, particularly Luke and James, because we haven't caught up for a while. So always nice to see you guys. Please do make sure you check out everybody's channels and hit that like and subscribe. And with that, that's your whack.
The curtain's closed. It's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you, from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's your